Hello there, sports gamers. Welcome back into the channel. I'm Brandon Satterwhite. The Arkansas Razorbacks are my alma mater. They are my home state team. They are the only Power 5 or professional team that we have here in the state of Arkansas. And as my final video for College Football 25, I want to do a rebuild of them. And I also, this is kind of a test run for how I want to do rebuilds in College Football 26, which comes out in a few days. I think I finally found a format that is unique and not like how everyone else does rebuilds, and also is fun for me and something that I'll enjoy actually recording. So let me know what you guys think of how I format this video. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Razorback team. So the top rated player on the team is senior left end Landon Jackson. He was drafted by the Buffalo Bills in the 2025 NFL Draft. Starting quarterback is Taylon Green, the former Boise State quarterback. Also has 91 speed, the highest speed of any quarterback in College Football 25. I believe he's tied with Jalen Milroe and I believe one other player. I can't remember who. Behind him, there's Malachi Singleton, who scored the game-winning touchdown against Tennessee. I'm not sure if he transferred out or not. I'm pretty sure KJ Jackson transferred, though. But Taylon Green will be here this year and next year. We have Jaquindon Jackson, the senior. I believe he signed as an undrafted free agent with a team. Rodney Hill and Braylon Russell are both here this year in real life. And then I believe Rashad Dubinion left the team at some point last year. Wide receivers, Andrew Armstrong, I believe, went undrafted, which was very surprising to me. Isaac Tesla was drafted in the third or fourth, maybe fifth round, something around in there. He was drafted in the mid-rounds. Satania's coming back this year. Broden, I don't think, is back. Jordan Anthony, so he's got 98 speed here. They actually said that in College Football 26, he's going to have 99 speed. But he actually left the football team last year. I don't think he actually played for us last year. He left before the beginning of last year. And he is focusing on his track career, which Arkansas, if you don't know, Arkansas has the best track and field program in the country. Go look up Arkansas's men's and women's SEC and national championships in track and field. We've won like almost all of them over the last several years. Almost like the last 10 to 20 years, we've been just completely dominant. Had a ton of Olympic medalists, and this guy is so fast. Like, he is projected to win gold in the LA Olympics in a few years. Keep your eye on him when the Olympics come around. Luke Haas, very good tight end here. Got a pretty good offensive line. I believe Fernando Carmona is a 92 in College Football 26. He's supposed to be the highest rated player on the Razorbacks this year in the new game. But the offensive line's all right. Definitely could use some help. And then defense is all right. We have some pretty good linebackers, especially interior linebackers. Outside linebackers could use some help. And the secondary just needs some depth, I feel, because we have some seniors here that are going to be moving on, I feel. Yeah, overall, not a bad roster for the SEC. 85 across the board on the ratings here. So let's get into recruiting. So how I think I'm going to do recruiting in this rebuild and in my future rebuilds is I can only add guys to the board that have starting interest in coming here. And these are the only guys that I can recruit until the off season. So, because there's only 7 guys here that have interest in coming to Arkansas, those are the only 7 guys that I can recruit all year. So in the off-season, I'll have to do off-season recruiting with prospects, and then I'll have to lean heavily on the transfer portal. I feel like that'll force me to use the transfer portal more. We'll see how it goes in College Football 26. I know that in the new game that the transfer portal is supposed to be beefed up a whole lot, but we'll see how that goes in the new game. But yeah, so there's only 7 guys that have any interest in coming here. That is crazy. Yeah, so not many guys want to come here. So we can only recruit these 7 dudes this year until the off season. So it might be a little bit of a rough start to this rebuild, actually, because there's not a lot of guys that really want to come here to start things off. But I mean, that's kind of how it goes sometimes, you know, and I think that that's going to make things a little bit more challenging for us in the recruiting, because I know sometimes recruiting can be a little bit cheesed, but I think that's a good sort of house rule to make things interesting and sort of drag these things out a little bit more. Also, we are going to have the recruiter archetype here, so we'll be putting a ton of points into that. But let's get to simulating and see how we do, and I will stop y'all when there's something of note happening. Alright, so All right, so here in week 5, we're 3-1 so far, 1-0 in the conference, and we have a matchup against undefeated number 7 Texas A&M in the Southwest Classic. This is one of our big rivalry games. We play this every year down at the Cowboy Stadium in Dallas, and we're going to hop in and see if our guys can get a win here against one of our biggest rivals in the SEC. Taylon Green here in the gun, a 2 tight end set for him. Jaquindon Jackson in motion here. He'll drop to throw. Now rolling out to his right, and he's going to try and scramble, and he's going to get sacked down by Sanford there. A loss of 1 as Green is slow to get up, and that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. Now, out of the 2-minute timeout here, it's going to be 2nd and 11. 3 wide receivers spread out for Green as he drops to throw. They're going to set up a screen here for Jackson, and they can't get the block out there in time. A loss of 2. It'll be 3rd and 13 here for the Razorbacks as Taylon Green now celebrates over 1,000 yards passing on the season. All right, here we go. 3rd and 13, probably in 4-down territory here. Need to get to the 35 to pick up the first. 3-man rush for A&M. Green's going to take off running, and he's going to slide down 7 yards shy of the line to gain. They're going to go no huddle here. 4th and 7. Got 3 wide receivers to the right. 5 spread out for Green here. 3-man rush for A&M. He's got all day to throw. Throws over the middle, and it's going to be caught by Luke Haas, the tight end. Timeout, Razorbacks. All the way down to the 45 of A&M. 1:08 remaining here. Green back to throw. Going to swing it out quickly here for his running back out of the backfield. And he's only going to get a couple of yards there as the clock continues to tick down here. Need to get about another 10 yards or so to be in field goal range here. 2nd and 8 as we come up on 50 seconds remaining in this game. Back to throw is Green. Now rolling out right, and he's going to get taken down. Sacked on the play. The A&M pressure was too much. Timeout Razorbacks. That pushes them back near midfield here. 4 wide spread out for Green. 3rd and 14 coming up. And play action. Going to be a quick throw. Oh, it's intercepted. Intercepted. It's picked off. And here it comes back all the way to the 30. And that's going to do it. A&M avoids the upset and escapes yet again in this rivalry. The Heartbreak Hogs do it again. It looked like a bit of a RPO read option with a bubble screen there. And we'll take another look here. Will Lee III, the junior, gets the pick as Green was just trying to get rid of it there. Short-armed that one. And the Aggies will be able to sit on this one and move to 5-0 as the Razorbacks drop to 3-2. Here we go. We have our first commitment of the season. Bryce Gaudette out of Little Rock, Arkansas. A 4-star D tackle commits to us. We also get a 4-star quarterback out of New Orleans, BJ Pettigrew. So 2 big commitments there, but the outside linebacker commits to Tennessee. So now we're down to just 6 total guys on the board at this point. And here in week 10, we are 5-3 at home against number 7 Ole Miss, another one of our rivals. For some reason, we always play Ole Miss really close. And so we're going to hop into this one and see if we can get a win and become bowl eligible here. Okay, so with 32 seconds left, we're up 29-24 on Ole Miss. They have no timeouts left. We're going to hop in and see and make sure our defense shuts this down and gets us this win over a top 10 team. They're starting at their own 2-yard line. Jackson Dart will go 5 wide deep in his own end zone here. Rush 4 for the Razorbacks here, and he's going down, sacked! It's a safety! Safety! DeViller brings down Dart, and that will do it. The Razorbacks knock off Ole Miss here at home. They will be bowl eligible. Nico DeViller hits Dart right as he was looking to throw, and that will secure the upset here for the Razorbacks. So at the end of the regular season, we went 7-5 on the year, 4-4 in the SEC, which I think is pretty good, including a big-time dub over Ole Miss, who finished number 4 in the country. And then we gave Texas A&M all they could handle, really. So yeah, I think decent first year, and hopefully we get some guys in the transfer portal this year that help us out. Cam Ward wins the Heisman, 43 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions and 3,500 yards passing on the year. And we're going to be playing our bitter rival LSU in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl this year to end Season 1. And it looks like my defensive coordinator moved on, so we're going to have to pick someone else up here. This guy's a level 24. What's his stuff like? So he's got Master Motivator and Tactician, so he's probably got some good development skills. This guy is a level 22. Is he a good recruiter? He's not. Actually, that was the Rice guy again. This guy's got some recruiting stuff. And he's also got strategist. I think we're going to offer to this guy here, 4-2-5 defensive scheme. He's the head coach at Arizona State. We'll see if he'll come here to be our DC. Now let's check out stats on the year, team stats for the offense to see if we want to move on from our offensive coordinator. Didn't have one of the best offenses in the SEC. We're actually one of the bottom offenses in the SEC, but I mean, that's not awful. I mean, we're better than Texas, Auburn, and Oklahoma. And like, we're right around where some of these other teams are. I mean, I don't think that's awful. One of the better rushing attacks in the SEC. I think we'll keep our offensive coordinator around for another year, and we'll see if that Arizona State guy comes over to be our defensive coordinator. Here's what our early signing day looks like. As of right now, we have the 93rd ranked recruiting class, the worst in the SEC because we only have 5 guys, and we're going to need some help in the transfer portal bad. And Chad Butters will be coming over as our new defensive coordinator, leaving behind the head coaching job at Arizona State. I'm curious if he got fired there. Let's check that out. So yeah, he got fired after going 5-7 with Arizona State. And so we hire him after Tommy Williams, our former defensive coordinator, leaves to go to the NFL. So that was pretty cool to see him go to the NFL. And because we now have the Arizona State guy as our defensive coordinator, we're going to bring in Arizona State's defensive playbook, which is 4-2-5. We have a job offer from North Texas. We're not going to take it. We're going to stay here with Arkansas. And we're going to hop into our bowl game here and see if we can win our bowl game here in Season 1. We're going to hop in here with under 2 minutes to go. We're down 10-11 here to our rival LSU in this bowl game. Starting at our own 27, Green in the gun. He has all day back there to throw. Now rolling out. He's going to take off scrambling past the 40, and he'll slide down at the 41. Nice scramble there by Taylon Green as they go hurry up here. Under 90 seconds left in the game. Razorbacks have all 3 timeouts. Green back to throw. Has time. Looking over the middle, and it's knocked away. Incomplete there. Armstrong, the intended receiver, on the play. Now 2nd and 10, 4 wide here for Green as he's in the gun. He'll drop to throw. 4-man rush for the Tigers. Green looking, going to drop it down to Jackson, who's going to scamper ahead past midfield for a first down. Razorbacks call their first timeout here with 1:15 left. 4 wide spread out here for Green. 1st and 10, he'll drop to throw. Looking outside, and he's got Haas, turns up field, and he'll have the first down at the 38. As they move the chains here again, clock stops with 1:10 remaining here. Green getting the play in from the sideline here. 1st and 10, he'll drop to throw. Again, great protection. Looks to the right side, and he's got his man again. Another pickup and timeout. Arkansas, they have 2 remaining here with 1 minute left in this game. 24 seconds remain here. Handoff to Jackson, and he's got space past the 25 to the 21. Timeout LSU. They have 1 remaining here. 2 tight end look as Arkansas looks to bleed this clock down so they can kick a game-winning field goal. Handoff to Jackson up the field, and he's going to get inside the 15 as LSU calls their final timeout of the game here. 3rd and inches. Razorbacks in the I formation, 2 tight end look. A first down means they can bleed the clock and kick a potential game winner. Handoff to Jackson, and he's going to get down. He'll center it, and they'll be down at the 12. Arkansas calls a timeout here instead of bleeding the clock some more. And they'll come out in the gun. 49 seconds remaining here. Green hands to Jackson, goes up the middle, and he'll get a few yards there. And they call their timeout here with 40-something seconds remaining. 43 seconds remain, and they called their final timeout. Interesting strategy there. I was not doing that. Green hands to Jackson up the middle, still on his feet, and he's into the end zone. It looked like Jackson was stopped, but he breaks the tackle, spins away, and he's in the end zone. Razorbacks take the lead late here with 39 seconds remaining. And now LSU will have a chance to answer, but only 39 seconds and no timeouts. Let's look again at that play here. Jackson stuffed, it looks like, but spins out of it and scampers into the end zone. And the Razorbacks will go for 2 here to make it a 7-point game here. 2 tight end look, Green in the gun. Armstrong in motion here. It'll be a jet pass to Armstrong. Turns up field and can't get in. So the 2-point try, no good for the Hogs. LSU will return this from the goal line here, and he's going to get out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where LSU will come. 35 seconds left. 5 wide here for Nussmeier. 1st and 10. 4-man rush here for the Razorbacks. Nussmeier has time. Looking down the left sideline. He's got a man beat him. He beat the coverage, and he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Tigers. A busted coverage. And the Heartbreak Hogs make another appearance in bowl season here. This time against their rival, Caden Durham, the freshman running back on the wheel route. Beat his man deep and turned on the Jets to the house. This wouldn't have happened if we'd have run down the clock and kicked the field goal. They go for 2, they don't get it. So now with 27 seconds and no timeouts, we will have to answer. We'll return it from the 1 here, and he only gets out to about the 17-yard line here. Do the Hogs have a miracle in them here? 3 to the left here for Green as he's in the gun. From his own 17, he'll drop to throw. Has time, now rolling, now going to go down. Sacked on the play. They'll try to hurry up and spike it here. Waiting for guys to get set. And they will spike it with 9 seconds remaining in this one. 3rd and 16 from their own 11. Green drops to throw, now scrambling and just going to throw this one away. Incomplete. And here it is, final play of the game. 4th and 16 from our own 11. 3-man rush for the Tigers. All day back there for Green, who's just going to throw this one to his man Armstrong, but he's going to be out of bounds at the 45, and that will do it. LSU with a miracle there comes back to beat Arkansas 17-16, and it looks like we may have to hop in at some points to do clock management, because it seems like when we're watching, the computer doesn't do time management very well, especially when we're super simming and watching the plays like that. They don't do super sim very well. So there may be some occasions where we have to hop in, but those will probably be the only times where we actually hop in and control these games, is just to make it realistic with the strategy that the AI seems to be lacking on. Hopefully that'll be fixed when the new game comes out in like 3 days, but we'll see. But another heartbreak for the Hogs here in Season 1. But we finished 7-6. We lose the bowl game, but hey, we were bowl eligible in year 1. Not bad. I mean, we won more games than we won in real life this year, I think, so not bad. Now we move on to the most important part, which is about to be this transfer portal. At the end of the season, Colorado ends up winning the national title. Let's take a look at that bracket. So at the end of the year, Colorado, the 4 seed, goes 13-3 to win the national title, 49-31 over Clemson. So Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter are able to secure a title for the Buffalo. Stats on the year, Taylon Green had 2,900 passing yards, a 64% completion percentage, 27 touchdowns to 7 picks. Not bad at all. Quinton Jackson, 168 carries, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns on the ground. Very nice. Taylon Green had 600 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Isaac Tesla was our top receiver, 60 catches, 887 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Atenia, 671 yards and 4 touchdowns. Andrew Armstrong, only 20 catches, 432 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That's very low for what he did in real life. He was the leading receiver in the entire SEC. And Luke Haas, 30 catches, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns. TJ Metcalf led us with 89 tackles on the year. 5.5 sacks from Landon Jackson led the team. And then TJ Metcalf, Jalen Braxton, and Jaden Johnson each had 3 interceptions. Did we have any defensive touchdowns? We did not. And then our kicker, Matthew Shipley, was 19 for 22 on field goals with a long of 51. And then he was perfect on extra points this year. Love to see it. Got a couple guys wanting to transfer. Braxton wants to leave for a better championship contender. Let's see if we can persuade him. He is not, so he's entering the portal. Rashad Dubinion wants more playing time, and he is leaving. And then let's see if this backup tight end. No, so all 3 of them leave for the transfer portal. Draft results here, Landon Jackson goes in the 2nd round. Jaquinton Jackson goes in the 6th, and then Andrew Armstrong ends up going in the 7th round. So we do have some guys here that are at least interested in us here in the transfer portal. So we are going to add everyone that is interested to our board and hope that we can just somehow bring them in. And I will let y'all know how it goes here at the end of recruiting. All right, so here's the recruiting class. We brought in 21 guys. And yeah, this was not a good recruiting class. We were the 3rd worst in the SEC, 49th in the country, which isn't terrible. but it's not going to be good enough to keep up with the likes of, Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, Texas, LSU, who all had top 10 recruiting classes. So we're going to have to do better next year. Hopefully all of those abilities we purchased this year will help. And I'm curious, we got one guy with star dev here, Hippenhammer, an elite in BJ Pettigrew. Ooh, very nice. And he was a quarterback in high school, so he might be our next QB of the future. And that is all of the good dev traits we got there. So Hippenhammer and Pettigrew. We signed so few players, we actually don't have to cut anyone. We're actually 3 below the roster limit. So yeah, we brought in a very small class considering how many people we lost. All right, start of season 2 here. Let's go check out who all is interested in coming here. And it looks like we've got quite a few more people interested in coming to the Hogs this year. A lot of 2-stars, though. I don't really want a bunch of 2-stars, so I may filter them out. See if we get... Okay, so there we go. We've got a good bit of guys that want to come here. So we're going to leave it at that. 21 guys on the board. We're just going to go through and offer all these guys scholarships here. So here we are at the start of Season 2. Let's start simulating and see how we do. Hopefully, it goes a little bit better than last year, and hopefully we get a lot more recruits than last year. All right, so we're in Week 9. It's been a rough season. We're 2-4 on the year. We're about to go up against 0-6 Auburn. But of the 21 guys we had on the board to start the season, we got 15 of them to commit to us here. And so that's our in-season recruiting done. Currently the 4th best recruiting class in the country. That will most likely go down by the end of the season. But we're in a much better spot than we were last year where we only had 5 guys in in-season recruiting. And we are now 2-6 at Week 11. This has been a rough year here. Let me actually look and see what we're looking like here. Job security is low, 74%. So there's a good chance we lose our job here, which would not be good for us. Let's hop in here, see if we can get a win on the road against number 3 Tennessee. I mean, we're not like an awful team. Like, we're the same rating as we were last year, so I don't know what the big difference is this year. This one really wasn't even all that close, as we're going to lose to Tennessee. 36-18, we fall to 2-7 and guarantee that we will not be bowl eligible this year. So at the end of the season, we finished 4-8 this year, an awful season for us. Let's check out stats and see how things were. I want to check and see how our offense was. We were one of the worst offense in the SEC again. One of the worst passing and the 4th worst rushing. 2nd lowest scoring offensively. So yeah, it was awful. Defense was actually not terrible, it looks like. Gave up the 6th fewest yards, the 4th fewest passing yards. We gave up a lot of points, didn't get many sacks, but got quite a few fumbles and a good number of interceptions. So defense actually seems all right, but I think we're going to move on from our offensive coordinator in the offseason and try to bring in someone that'll give us a better playbook, hopefully. We are going to fire Chris Chilhouse, our offensive coordinator. Before we move to the offseason, let's check out the season stats. So, Taylon Green, I mean, similar stats to last year. Just under 3,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 7 picks, 64% completion percentage. He was our leading rusher. We did not run the ball hardly at all this year. What happened? Our leading rusher, like, he got 105. How many times did he throw? 342 passing attempts. I mean, golly, we did not run the ball at all this year. 105 carries, 409 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. Rodney Hill had 3 fumbles on the year. Ugh. I mean, these numbers are just terrible. We did not run the ball well. Definitely need to find a new coordinator. Zatania, 32 catches, 617 yards, 7 touchdowns. Bryce Stevens, 34 catches, 598 yards, 4 touchdowns. Nick Senzel, 46 catches, 569 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jordan Anthony, 40 catches, 540 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Luke Haas, the tight end, 25 catches, 265 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Xavier Sori Jr. led us with 83 tackles, 5.5 sacks for Quincy Rhodes Jr. led the team, and then TJ Metcalf had 3 interceptions to lead the team. And Cade Klubnik wins the 2025 Heisman Trophy, 4,000 passing yards, 44 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. Wow, what a season he had. And here on early National Signing Day, again, we have 15 guys, And let's see where our class ranks. We're 23rd in the country and about midway through the SEC, so not bad. And we'll definitely pick up some guys in the transfer portal and in off-season recruiting. And now we are going to look to hire a new offensive coordinator. This guy's from Vandy. He runs spread. I kind of want to go to a spread offense. He's got a North Texas pipeline as well. Let's check out his talent tree. He's got recruiter. He's got all three archetypes. He has F Prestige, but I'm still going to offer it to him because he's level 21. He should be good. And hopefully he takes that, and then we'll switch to Vandy's playbook if he does. And he does end up accepting. We're going to go ahead and switch this playbook to Vanderbilt. So they have a spread offense, mostly shotgun, a little bit of single back pistol, and wildcat as well. Now we're going to finally move away from the recruiter tree and unlock tactician and start putting stuff into this to start giving our guys some attribute boosts on the field. And Cade Klubnik, the Heisman Trophy winner, gets some redemption after losing in the national championship last year and blows out Virginia Tech 42-6 in the national championship game to complete a great season for Clemson. They go 16-1 on the year. Check out players leaving here. We've got 3 guys that want to leave because my coach prestige dropped. Hopefully we can bring them back, especially this guy. Yes, he decides to stay. That's a freshman, 78 overall. Big guy that we really needed to come back. The rest of these guys will try to persuade them, and it looks like they're all going to stay, which is nice to see. And nobody is projected to go in the draft from this team, so we'll see if we get any next week. And we do get 2 guys in the later rounds. Patrick Kudas, the left guard, and Xavier Sori Jr., the middle linebacker, both go in the 6th round of the NFL draft. And now we move on to off-season recruiting here, and it looks like we've got quite a few guys that are interested in coming here. Actually, not that many, not as many as I was hoping for, so might be a little bit of a rough recruiting class again this year. All right, we're here at National Signing Day. We got all of those guys in the transfer portal that we targeted to come to us, and we ended up with 21 total recruits, and let's see how we did. We had the 20th best class in the country, and we were, about mid in the SEC. We had 12 4-stars, 1 3-star, and then 8 2-stars. A lot better than like Kentucky that had 22 2-stars. Good grief. Let's see if we got any big dev traits. We got a star for the athlete Quincy Azigbo, who was a run stopper in high school out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Star dev trait also for Deontay Trahan, the right tackle out of Crowley, Texas. Star for wide receiver Talon Shetron, deep threat out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Star for Ryan Yates, free safety out of Denton, Texas. And that is all of that. So no elite, but quite a few star development guys. And we are exactly at the roster limit for this year, so we are not going to have to tell anyone to transfer. But we are actually going to have Malachi Singleton go ahead and transfer away so that we can start BJ Pettigrew, the redshirt freshman, with, I believe, elite development. I think I remember that correctly. 93 speed, great throw power, great physical abilities as well. What is his throw power, if I remember? I think he had like 90 plus throw power. Yeah, 93 throw power, good accuracy. So we're going to let Singleton transfer so he can go be a starter somewhere. But that is the only guy we're going to encourage to transfer. Everyone else is staying put on this team. All right, start of season 3. We're going to fill out our recruiting board and pray that this season goes better than last year. And it looks like we don't have a ton of guys here on the recruiting board to start the year. Yikes. Yeah, we might be back in a bit of a tough spot. Yeah, only 13 guys on the board, and like half of these guys were below 5th on their board. Only 3 of them are we in first place, so might be another rough year for recruiting. And the out-of-conference schedule this year still looks pretty tough with Stanford, Utah, and Memphis. We do have Tulsa later on, but I mean, good grief, this is going to be a rough year. But we are 86 across the board, so we have been improving. Hopefully now putting those boosts into the on-the-field attribute boosts helps some in simulation. So let's start simulating Season 3 and see how we do here. Hopefully we get back to being bowl eligible. We're starting to get recruits coming in. 4-star Sammy Gee, quarterback out of Bryan, Arkansas. 4-star receiver, 4-star right tackle. So a couple of guys, but then we did have one guy go to Oklahoma. Can't afford to be losing guys when we have so few already. And in week 6, we're 2-2, 1-0 in the conference, and we're going up against an undefeated South Carolina. We're going to hop into this one and see if we can get this win here at home. Big time conference game coming up. All right, tied game, 2 minutes to go here. 1st and 10 at our own 32. Let's see if we can get into field goal range and win this game. Quarterback's going to swing it out to Haas real quick there. No gain on the play. Clock is ticking here. Pettigrew goes no huddle. He's got 4 wide spread out here at his own 33. 2nd and 10 here. 4-man rush for Carolina. And Pettigrew just going to run, and he's going to take off scrambling, and he's going to slide down near the 40. It'll be 3rd and 2 coming up here. As Arkansas goes no huddle here. 3rd and 2 coming up as we're under 90 seconds to go in this game. Pettigrew getting the call from the sideline here. And he'll drop to throw. Has time. Looking. Going to dump it down for his man Haas over the middle, and that'll be enough for the first down. To the 48. Clock stops momentarily. Arkansas still going no huddle. Minute 20 remaining here. Pettigrew in the gun. He'll drop to throw. Has time. Now looking, and he can't escape, and he's going down. Sacked on the play. A loss of 8. They'll keep going no huddle. 2nd and 18 here. He'll drop to throw. And just going to have to get rid of it, and it's going to get intercepted. Intercepted by Kylan Slater there. Return to the 44 of Arkansas, and that will put South Carolina in great position to get a field goal to win this game, and the hometown Razorbacks are stunned. And here comes the Carolina offense here in the gun. 4 wide, spread out at the 44-yard line. Man in motion on the left side. Back to throw is the quarterback, and he's going to throw it to his receiver on the left side. He'll pick up about 5. And they'll go no huddle. Clock goes down to about 30 seconds here. Barrett in the gun, making some changes here. Tight end off the left side of the line, and it's going to be a handoff to the running back. Runs to the right side, and he's going to get tackled down near the 36-yard line. And they will call a timeout with about 10 seconds remaining here to attempt a go-ahead field goal. 3rd and 2. The crowd is loud, and Arkansas will call a timeout to ice the kicker. Here we go. A 53-yard attempt on 3rd and 2. To put South Carolina ahead. It is up, and it is good. And South Carolina takes a 24-21 lead here late in this one, and they are looking at a 6-0 start to the season here in 2026. That will do it here. The Hogs fall to 2-3 on the season as South Carolina's perfect season continues. They're now 6-0 on the year. We do level up here, so hopefully some more attribute upgrades will help our guys out. Definitely going to be putting these into the offensive line some more. All right, so here in week 8, we're 2-4 on the season. We got 10 of our preseason guys to commit. They're all 4 stars. So we're currently sitting with the number 5 recruiting class in the country. That will, again, likely go down as the season continues and other teams sign more guys. But we are going to hop into this game at number 8 Alabama and see if there's just any hope of an upset here. All right, we are up 20-14 here at Alabama. They have the ball, 2:11 remaining in this game. They'll drop to throw here from their own 25. Quarterback stepping up in the pocket. Now going to take off and run with it. He'll pick up about 4. Ty Simpson slides down there. And we'll get the 2-minute timeout here. 2nd and 6 from their own 29-yard line. Simpson back to throw here. Has all day back there. Throwing deep down the middle, and it's knocked away. Metcalf, the safety, breaks that pass up. And just like that, it's 3rd down here for the Tide. 4-man rush here for the Razorbacks. Simpson under pressure, and he's going down. Sacked on the play. Quincy Rhodes gets in there and brings him down. 4th and 14 for the Tide. Will they go for it with only a minute 45, or will they trust their defense here? Quincy Rhodes Jr. just gets a great speed rush there against the right tackle and brings down Simpson for a clutch play, and they're going to go for it here. 4th and 14. We're playing press on the outside. We bring the blitz, and they're going to get the first down on the post route there. Simpson makes a great throw. We had coverage, just a better throw there, and they're all the way down to the 38. 1st and 10, they call timeout. Simpson 5 wide, back to throw, looking. They're on the left sideline, and it's knocked away. Receiver had his hands on it, but the contact knocks it loose, and it's 2nd and 10. Trips to the left here for Simpson as he's in the gun. He'll drop to throw. Looking quickly on the slant there. He's got his guy over the middle. Picks up about 6, and they call timeout here. A minute 14 remaining. 3rd and 4. Bunch to the right here for Simpson. Drops to throw. Throwing quickly to the outside, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. And once again, the Tide facing fourth down here. 2-by-2 here for Simpson as he's in the gun. He'll drop to throw. Fourth down. Got to get something. Now going to step up and try to run for it. He'll get the first and slide down at the 49-yard line. The Tide go no huddle here. 1:05 remaining. Clock starts to run. We'll be under a minute on the snap here. From midfield, Simpson drops to throw. Has time. Going to throw it to his running back out of the backfield, and he dropped it. Probably a good thing he dropped it, as that stops the clock with 52 seconds remaining. Now Simpson in the gun here. 4 wide spread out for him. He'll drop to throw, throwing quickly over the middle on a drag route, and he'll pick up 6. Clock is running here, though. Did not get the first. We're under 45 seconds left. Trying to get this thing off quick. Simpson back to throw. He has time, throwing quickly over the middle, and he's got a guy caught, and he's knocked down, and Alabama calls their final timeout. 36 seconds left. They're at their 35-yard line of Arkansas. Simpson back to throw. Under pressure, throwing quickly to the left side. He's got a man underneath. He's going to get caught, but he's inbounds. Picks up 7. Clock is ticking. Under 30 seconds. Simpson up to the line, trying to spike it here. And they will, with 23 seconds left. 3rd and 3. 4 down linemen for the Hogs here. 3 to the right for Simpson as he's in the gun. He'll drop to throw. Razorbacks bringing pressure here. Going to throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. And it's 4th and 3. They've already converted 2 fourth downs on this drive, but now only 18 seconds remain to get in the end zone. Simpson 5 wide, back to throw. Throwing quickly on the left sideline. The man beat the coverage, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. With 15 seconds remaining, Ryan Williams, the junior, beat the press coverage and gets into the end zone. Extra point here to take a 1-point lead. Hogs call timeout to try to ice the kicker. Kick is up and good. And the Heartbreak Hogs emerge yet again to somehow snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Squib kick here, fielded at the 15. He'll get out to about the 31. 2 timeouts for Arkansas here. 12 seconds on the clock for Pettigrew. He's got 3 wide receivers and the tight end Haas out there. He'll drop to throw. Throwing quickly to the left side. He's got a man. He'll pick up 8. Call timeout there. So from their own 40 here, 2nd and 2. 8 seconds remaining. Have time for maybe one more quick pass. Pettigrew back to throw. Now throwing deep. Here we go. Down the right side. And it's caught. No, he dropped it. Dropped. He had it and he dropped it. 1 second remains here. 3rd and 2. This is the ball game, folks. Hail Mary time. Pettigrew gonna take off with it for some reason. Runs with it, gets about 5 yards and tackled down. But man, Alabama escapes the upset at home against Arkansas. A big-time clutch drive by Ty Simpson that featured 3 fourth down conversions. We just weren't able to get them off the field on 4th down, man. Ty Simpson, clutch. Ryan Williams, phenomenal receiver. Going to be a first-round draft pick in this universe as we fall to 2-5 on the season. And now we have number 2, Georgia, undefeated on the road. Let's see if we can somehow almost pull an upset and then lose again here in this one. We were up 20-0 in the 3rd quarter of this game when we were simulating, and now we are down 20-21. We'll see if Pettigrew can do anything here as he gets hit as he throws there. Incomplete. We're playing all these SEC teams close, but man, we just cannot seem to finish the deal as Pettigrew drops to throw. Going to throw to the left side, finds his man, and he'll have a first down to the 39-yard line there. In the gun, here he is at the 39, 1st and 10, 5 wide. He'll drop to throw, looking, going to throw to the left side, and it's broken up, incomplete there. Now 2nd and 10 here, 2 running backs back there with Pettigrew in the gun. He'll drop to throw, 3-man rush from Georgia. Pettigrew has all day, a lot of time, all day to throw, and he finally checks it down to one of his running backs, and he'll pick up about 7 yards there. That'll make it 3rd and 3 as we go to the 2-minute timeout. Out of the timeout here, the tight end Haas to the right side of the line. 3 wide receivers, Pettigrew back to throw. Throwing to his running back out of the backfield, and he's got space. Good pickup all the way down to the 41 of Georgia here. 1st and 10 here, 41's on the 41-yard line. Pettigrew back to throw again all day, and he's going to take off running here as he doesn't get any yards. Good QB spy work there by Georgia. 2nd and 10 needs about another 5 or so yards to feel comfortable with a field goal attempt here. Pettigrew back to throw, has time. And now he's going to take off running. He's past the 35, got the first, past the 30, down to the 25-yard line. And Georgia will call a timeout with 1:12 remaining here. Now Pettigrew in the pistol formation here. And he will hand it off to his running back, and he's going to get a good 5-yard carry there. Braylon Russell on the carry as Georgia calls another timeout. 2nd and 4 here for the Razorbacks at the 20-yard line of Georgia. Hand off to Russell again to the left side, past the first down, and he's going to be tackled down at the 11. And that will be the final timeout for Georgia there. Hand off here to the running back on 1st and 10 from the 11 as he'll get down, and for some reason Arkansas calls timeout. Here we go, the field goal attempt right down the middle for a chance to knock off the undefeated number 2 Bulldogs. The kick, it is up, and it is good, and the Razorbacks finally pull off the upset they've been trying to all season after some last-second heartbreaks and blowing a 20-point lead. The Razorbacks knock off Georgia to get their 3rd win of the season and ruin the Bulldogs' perfect year. A 23-21 final here in Athens. Like I said, we were up 20-0 going into that 4th quarter. B.J. Pettigrew, 16 of 25, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. And then he also had 8 carries for 67 yards on the ground. But man, a signature win for the program. Huge dub for us there on the road against a top 2 team in the country. We finally are able to close the deal on a game. And that win against Georgia was the start of a 4-game winning streak that now has us sitting at 6-5 going into our final game of the season, the Battle Line rivalry against number 5 Missouri on the road here. This would be a huge win for us if we could get it and get to 7 wins on the season. Let's hop in and see if we can do it. I know we've hopped in a lot this year, but I mean, we faced a lot of great teams, and they've all been really good games down to the wire just about. Oh man, and we are up big. We're up 24-0, now 27-13. Are they going to come back on us? No, they're not. We're going to get the Battle Line Rivalry Trophy, baby. 34-20, we knock off another top 5 team as the winning streak grows to 5. Our final 5 games of the regular season, just our 7th win in the Battle Line Rivalry. And that is a huge, huge victory for this program. And man, what a way to turn around the season that was looking rough there at the end, as it looks like Pettigrew got injured and KJ Jackson came in and threw 2 touchdowns and then also ran pretty well. Ooh, Pettigrew's hurt. That's not good for us. Hopefully he's okay to go for bowl season. But man, what a winning streak. We level up here, so we'll get a few more coach points to throw in to some attribute upgrades. Conference Championship week, we're not in the Conference Championship, but we do have the option to manage our staff. Let's check out the team stats here and see if our offense was much improved within the SEC. Not great. I mean, we were in the bottom of the league in terms of total offense, bottom 3 in terms of passing yards, but we were 5th in rushing yards, bottom 5 in points scored, bottom 3 in passing touchdowns, 4th in rushing touchdowns, and about mid in first downs. And then defensively, we gave up the fewest yards of anyone in the SEC. We had the best defense in the SEC, and one of the best scoring defenses. Didn't get a ton of sacks, got quite a few fumbles and a ton of interceptions. We also had the best rushing defense and the best passing defense, so we just didn't give up a ton of yards. So that defensive coordinator we brought in from Arizona State has been working out very well. I think we're going to keep both of these coordinators on for at least another year. And Nico wins the Heisman at Tennessee. That's funny because he just transferred to UCLA. And we're going to be taking on number 16 Indiana in the ReliaQuest Bowl down in Tampa Bay. We're currently ranked 19th in the country. Let's take a look at early National Signing Day, see where our class ranks at this point in the season. We're outside of the top 10. We're 27th in the country. Again, kind of mid in the SEC. Definitely need to move up some more in the offseason. Let's hop into our bowl game here in Season 3 and see if we can end it on another banger. And it looks like we're going to end up losing our bowl game here to Indiana, 28-14. So the season ends at 7-6, a 5-3 record in the SEC, though. And so definitely improvement on last season. Last season seems to have been more of a fluke than anything. And hopefully, as these players continue to develop, we get even better next year. And Clemson goes back-to-back, wins the national title game 52-21 over Tennessee as the top 2 seeds actually make it to the title game for the first time in the video. Stats on the year, B.J. Pettigrew threw for 2,900 yards, 22 touchdowns, 8 picks. Kind of similar to what Taylon Green was doing. Braylon Russell was our leading rusher, 131 carries, 681 yards, and 7 touchdowns. B.J. Pettigrew, 123 carries, 473 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Rodney Hill, 72 carries, 328 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Satania, the redshirt senior, was our leading receiver, 63 catches, 859 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Jordan Anthony also had 9 touchdowns, 646 yards on the year. And Luke Haas finishes his final year with only 1 touchdown, 433 yards. Leading tackler was Trayvon Hippenhammer, the sophomore transfer that we got. So he had a great first season here with us. And 6 sacks from Kavion Henderson leads the team. And then 3 interceptions from Justin Logan and TJ Metcalf. Metcalf has had a great simulation. I mean, if you look at his stats here, 3 interceptions each of the last 3 years, bunch of tackles. He had a very good career here with the Razorbacks. Check out players leaving here. No one graduating. And we have 3 guys going to the pros, 2 first-round projected guys. That's really cool to see. In draft results, Satania and Haas both go in the first round of the NFL draft, and then Addison Nichols, the center, goes in the 5th round. And now here we go. Let's see how the off-season recruiting looks for us. It's not great. There's only 3 guys that want to come here, that have any interest in coming here in the off-season. Oof. I may have to rethink how I do this a little bit. Because if we're just not getting interest from dudes, like, I don't know why we just have no interest. I mean, we're a 4.5-star prestige school, and just none of them want to come here. There's just no one. And I mean, nobody wants to come here. I don't know, but we're going to go after these 3 guys here. They're in their top 5, and we are 5th in their top 5 for all 3 of them. So I don't even know if we're going to get any of these guys here in the transfer portal. Maybe in the transfer portal I can go after whoever. Like, they don't have to have starting interest in us. Maybe that's what I'll do for College Football 26. Again, College Football 26, they're supposed to have a whole lot of different changes and tuning, especially for the transfer portal. So hopefully this will be a little bit better next year, because I mean, I don't see why we're not getting any interest. I think we have a lot of deal breakers for our playing style, probably. Yeah, definitely playing style seems to be a big thing that's keeping a lot of guys from wanting to come here. But I mean, still, we should be having at least some dudes want to come here. Not like 13 total dudes in the entire country with any interest in coming here. We got all 3 of the guys we wanted out of the transfer portal. But man, that still just kind of sucks that still no one wants to come here. I get it that, last season's probably still affecting that. Hopefully this next season, it'll be a lot better since we had a pretty decent year. So here at signing day, top classes, we probably have one of the worst. Actually, 26th in the country isn't bad considering we only brought in 13 dudes, but they were all 4 stars. A lot of corners. Let's check and see if any of them have any good development traits. We have an elite dev trait for Jose Colon, left guard, here out of Camden, Arkansas. Star for Max Potts, center out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Elite for DJ Kesey out of Maumelle, Arkansas. Star for Bo Shirzik, right tackle out of Baton Rouge. And that is it for the dev traits. So, I don't think we signed any athletes. Yeah, so we don't need to do position changes. Oh, dang, we are way below the roster limit of 85. We're at 73 guys on the team, so we're just having trouble fielding the team at this point. No one wants to come here. We're kind of in trouble at this point. But despite all of the difficulties in recruiting, we have developed pretty well. We have an 88 overall team, 87 offense, 90 defense. So that coordinator we brought in has really helped get that defense where it needs to be. Pettigrew up to an 85. Hopefully he continues to play well this year and just takes that extra step. All right, let's set up the recruiting board here for Season 4. And it looks like we got quite a few guys here this time. Okay, this is what we need desperately. Hopefully there's a good amount of guys that end up coming here. Yeah, we're actually able to fill out the entire recruiting board for the first time in the video. Now we have a full 35 guys on the recruiting board, probably because our pro potential went up because we had 2 first-rounders, and also coach prestige went up because we actually had a decent year, pulled off some big upsets, went on a really big winning streak there at the end of the year, so our grades really went up a lot, so I think that's part of why people are now wanting to come here all of a sudden. All right, so we're starting Season 4 as the preseason number 12 team in the country, starting off against number 24, Tulsa. And let's start simulating and see how Season 4 goes. This might be the year we finally kind of compete for an SEC title. All right, we are midway through the season. We're 3-2 on the year, and we just had a ton of dudes commit to the team. 2 5-stars and 6 4-stars. So recruiting going a lot better here in year 4. We're going up against Florida, but we're probably going to simulate that game. I'll let y'all know when we have a big-time game coming up. All right, we are in week 9. We're 4-3, 2-1 in the conference. Still plenty of time left in this season. And we're going up against number 4 South Carolina. They were undefeated last year, and they're undefeated again this year when we face them. This time we're in their house. Hopefully, we're much higher rated than them, so hopefully this time we can come out of here with the upset. All right, we are up by 3 here in South Carolina. Just under 2 minutes to go. We are in their territory at the 24. We're going to hand it off to Russell. He breaks a tackle off the left side, and he'll get good yardage there. South Carolina calls a timeout there. Now 2nd and 4 here. Pettigrew in the pistol formation. 3 wide spread out. Russell behind him, and he'll get the handoff here up the middle, and that's a first down, and that should just about do it here, as Arkansas now should be able to sit on this one and run out the rest of this clock. Pettigrew hands to Russell here. Another run up the middle. Gonna bust it outside, and this time he's gonna get in. Russell isn't about sitting on it. He wants more points. He wants to pad the stats, and it is now a 2-score lead here for the Razorbacks late in this one. And that will do it here. The Razorbacks knock off the number 4 team in the country and hand South Carolina their first loss of the season, 20-10. At their house. We moved to 5-3 on the season, now 1 win away from being bowl eligible for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. And of the 35 guys we had on the board at the start of the season, 20 of them end up committing to us. We have the number 1 class in the country at this moment, and by a pretty wide margin over Notre Dame. 20 total commitments, 4 5-stars, 14 4-stars, and 2 3-stars. By far our best recruiting class so far. And we'll see if that is still the top class by the time the season ends. There's a good chance it is. And now we're going to hop into this game on the road against the number 2 Oklahoma Sooners. They're a little bit higher rated than us, but I think there's still a good chance we pull off another upset. All right, we're up by 3 here with 2.5 minutes to go in Oklahoma. They're at their own 27. They'll drop to throw here. Going to throw quickly to the left side, and he's got his man, and he'll have the first down on an 11-yard pickup there from Michael Hawkins. All the way down to the 38 after that pickup there. They'll drop to throw again. Razorbacks bringing pressure. Throws over the middle and nearly intercepted. It falls incomplete there. It'll be 2nd down now for the Sooners. 4 wide spread out here for Hawkins. He'll back to throw. Throwing quickly down the right sideline, and he's got a man. Beat the coverage. Busted coverage, and it's to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And they regain the lead here late. But still plenty of time on the board here for the Razorbacks to go down and put up a score of their own. But Jacob Jordan, the junior, just beat the cover 2. I mean, that's just a perfect route there against the cover 2. The safety not able to get out there in time. We did start a true freshman at strong safety this year, so that hurts you sometimes. But we still have the 2-minute timeout as well as all 3 timeouts, so still plenty of time for Pettigrew and the boys to make another drive. Kickoff is away here, and it will be returned out of the end zone, and he's not even going to get to the 15. He'll be knocked down at the 12, so a long field here for the Razorbacks with 2:11 remaining. This crowd is pumping at the 5th loudest stadium in the country. 5 wide for Pettigrew. He's back to throw, throwing over the middle, and he's got his guy there for a pickup of about 8. They'll call a timeout here with a little over 2 minutes remaining here. 2:08 now at the 20. 2nd and 2 here, 4 wide for Pettigrew, 3 to his right. He'll drop to throw. Has time, now going to throw a drag route over the middle. He's got his man. He'll get to about the 25-yard line, and that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. After the timeout, we are 1st and 10 at the 25. Pettigrew in the gun. He'll drop to throw. Plenty of time looking, and he's got a curl route, and he can't hang on through the contact there. Good play by the defender to break up the pass. Now 5 wide spread out here for Pettigrew. He's in the gun. He will drop to throw. Has time. Good pocket. Now rolling out to his right. He's going to take off running, and he'll slide down after a gain of about 2. Razorbacks break the huddle with under 90 seconds left in the game. 3rd and 8 here. You're in 4-down territory. Back to throw is Pettigrew throwing over the middle, and it's gone! No, he can't hang on. Can't hang on through the contact. It is 4th and 8 here. This might be the last chance for the Razorbacks. Pettigrew back to throw. Throwing down the left side, and he's got a man! Beat the coverage, and he's gone! Touchdown, Razorbacks! And they regain the lead! What a play by the Hogs there! Finds the man deep and takes it all the way to the house. Jamal Ralston, the junior, on the streak, just beat the press and turned on the Jets. There was no catching him at that point. Now Oklahoma once again will have to answer. Still plenty of time, 1:13 left in this game as the extra point is up and good. So it is a 31-28 lead here for the Razorbacks. Kickoff will be returned from about the 9-yard line here, and he'll get to about the 24. And that's where Hawkins and the Sooners will take over, looking to avoid the upset to number 25 Arkansas. 4 wide spread out for him. He drops to throw, has time, looks to the right side, finds his man underneath, and he's tackled in bounds. Oklahoma forced to use a timeout there. Now 2nd and 2 from their own 31 here. He's in the gun, back to throw. Razorbacks bring 4, but Hawkins has plenty of time now, going to step up and scramble. He'll have the 1st and more, past the 35 to the 37. Clock stops momentarily as the Sooners go no huddle here. 1st and 10 from their own 37, now getting a new play from the sideline. 50 seconds left in the game. Hawkins back to throw, all day to throw, throwing deep over the middle, and he's got a man on the post route all the way down to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 31 of Arkansas now here. Hawkins back to throw, throwing deep, and it's knocked down, incomplete there. Had a man out the seam and thought he was going to get a touchdown, but a good defensive play there. Now 2nd and 10 from the 31 here. 42 seconds remain. 1 timeout for Oklahoma as Hawkins drops to throw. Throwing deep shot towards the end zone, and it's knocked away, incomplete. Receiver wanted a flag there, but he's not going to get it, and it's 3rd down. 37 seconds remain. Hawkins back to throw. Looking right side. End zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Safety got beat again on the cover 2. Same play that they scored on last time. Jacob Jordan, the junior. Man just got beat. I want to take a look at this because what is happening here? Yeah, it's just cover 2. This guy breaks in, and the safety just doesn't get out there to cover him. And that's just a great throw. Nothing you can do about that. Kickoff here will be returned from the 1, and he'll get out to about the 17-yard line. That's where Pettigrew and the Razorbacks will have it. 2 timeouts, 30 seconds left in the game. 1st and 10 here, 5 wide for Pettigrew. He drops to throw, has time, looking to the right side, and it's nearly picked off there. It falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 now here for the Razorbacks. Once again, 3 wide to Pettigrew's right. You can barely hear anything here. As Pettigrew rolls out to his left, he's got some space, and he's going to slide down after a gain of about 4. Timeout Arkansas with 20 seconds left. 3rd and 6 here. Back to throw, and he's got a man up the seam, and it's a great throw there down to the 40-yard line. Arkansas forced to call their final timeout here. 17 seconds left. Ball at their own 39. Back to throw. Pettigrew throwing quickly, and it's intercepted. Looked for a man down the right sideline, but it was picked off. And that will do it. Oklahoma escapes the upset bid from number 25 Arkansas. 35-31 here. A big-time SEC win for Oklahoma, but man, that would have been a nice one to have there as we drop to 5-4. The end of the regular season, once again, we go 7-5 on the year. Let's check out some stats here and see how we did in the SEC this year. Okay, we actually had a pretty good offense. 5th best total offense in the SEC. About mid on the passing game, and then the 5th best rushing offense. Middle of the pack for scoring. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then defense wasn't as good this year, but, you know, around middle of the pack. One of the better scoring defenses. Had quite a few interceptions. I mean, I feel pretty good about this year. 7-5. We'll get another bowl game. Hopefully we can finally win a bowl game here. Guys are still here. And we'll probably do one more season here, just see if we can get over that hump and maybe compete for an SEC title. We've gone 7-6. We had a 4-8 year, and then 7-6 and 7-5. We have one more bowl game. If we win it, we'll finally break through 7 wins. I think my console just... Nope, there it goes, finally. Took it a while, but it finally decided to go. And Cam McKell, wide receiver from Colorado, wins the Heisman. 69 catches, nice. 902 yards and 14 touchdowns. And we're going to the Texas Bowl to face off against Texas Tech this year. Hopefully we can finally win ourselves a bowl game. And here at early National Signing Day, let's take a look and see if the class is still up top. We've dropped down to 4, but I mean, that's still really good for a national class. We're going to hop into our bowl game here against Texas Tech. Man, my console is acting funny. It's all slow all of a sudden. May have to restart it. All right, here we're going to go to the 2-minute timeout. We have a tie game, 28 all here in the fourth quarter. Texas Tech trying to drive here to take the lead late. They're at our 45-yard line. Back to throw is Tech, rolling right. He's not going to get rid of it. He goes down, sacked by Goddett. Bryce Goddett brings him down, a loss of 10. They're all the way back at their own 46 now. They're going to go hurry up. They do have all 3 timeouts. Back to throw are the Red Raiders. He has time now, throwing on a drag over the middle. He's going to pick up about 8 yards there on that one. They'll go no huddle again as the clock continues to tick. 3rd and 12 coming up here. Need a big stop for the Razorbacks here. This is the chance. Back to throw. He's got time now throwing. He's just going to throw this one away. Pressure got to him. And they will be forced to punt it back to us here. 4th and 12. The punt is away. And it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So we'll have 1:19 with all 3 timeouts to go down and try to get into field goal range here to win the Texas Bowl. Pettigrew under center here. 2 tight end look. He'll drop to throw. Going to find his man on the left side. He's going to get the first and go out of bounds after a pickup of 11. All the way down to the 31. Now 1st and 10. Pettigrew in the gun. 1:15 remains in the game. He'll drop to throw. Going to set up a screen here to his wide receiver. And going to lose about a yard or so there on that one. Clock ticking as we go no huddle. 5 wide look here for the Razorbacks as we go under a minute to play here. Pettigrew back to throw. Looking to the right side. Has his man caught and he goes out of bounds. A pickup of 7. It'll make it 3rd and 4 here. 3 to the left here for Pettigrew as his running back Russell is to his right in the gun. He'll drop to throw. Has time. Now going to escape the pocket and he's going to get the first and more. Pass midfield to the 45 and slides down at the 42 as Arkansas calls time. 1st and 10 after the big QB scramble. Pettigrew back to throw. Going to set up a screen to Russell here. Gets 1 block and he's going to get 9 yards there as he goes out of bounds with 45 seconds left. Now in the pistol here. 2nd and 1. 2 tight end look here for the Razorbacks. Hand off to Russell up the middle and only get about a yard as Texas Tech calls their first timeout. Now 3rd and 2 from the 35-yard line. 3 wide for Pettigrew. Russell behind him. We'll see, and it'll be another run here for Russell, and he's going to get just back to the line as Texas Tech calls time. So Arkansas will now be forced to kick a 52-yard field goal attempt here on 4th and 2. 38 seconds remain here in this game. Kick attempt, it is up, and it is no good. He pushed it left, wide left, and the game remains tied here in the fourth quarter with under a minute to go. Had the leg, but it's wide left. Texas Tech takes over at their own 34-yard line after that one. 1st and 10 here, Strong in the pistol, 3 wide spread out for him here. He's back to throw, has all day, now going to hit his running back out of the backfield, and he'll pick up about 6. Texas Tech calls their final timeout there. 29 seconds remain here in regulation. Ball at their own 41, Strong back to throw. Has time, now going to find a man on a crosser. Pass midfield to the 45, 40, and all the way down to the 37-yard line. Ashton Cozart, his 5th catch of the day, 141 yards now for him. As Texas Tech's going to run up to the line and spike it here with 19 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10, they're going to try to get a few more yards here to make this field goal attempt a little bit easier. 5 wide for Strong, he's back to throw. Has some time, now going to fire deep down the right sideline, and it's nearly intercepted. Knocked away by the safety there. And it's 3rd and 10. Ball at the 38, 14 seconds remain. No timeouts for Texas Tech as Strong's back to throw. Razorbacks bringing pressure, he tries to escape, and he's not going to. He goes down sacked And that's going to do it. They're not going to get another playoff. And we're going to overtime here in the Texas Bowl. Regulation wasn't enough here for the Heartbreak Hogs as they missed that field goal attempt. And then Texas Tech unable to manage the clock and get in field goal range. And Arkansas wins the toss here. They will choose to defend first. Texas Tech will come out here on offense first here to start the first overtime period. Ball at the 25 here, bunch formation, handoff to the running back. No, it's play action. Strong having time, throwing over the middle, and it's intercepted! Picked off on the first play! Huge pick there for the Razorback defense. And now a field goal would win it here for the Hogs. They're not just going to come out and kick the field goal. They're going to try to get some yards to make it a little bit easier here. Pettigrew hands to Russell, and he's going to actually lose about a yard or so there on that one. 2nd and 10 coming up here. Pettigrew under center on 2nd down. Russell will get the handoff here. Going to go forward, and he'll gain about 2 on that one. One more play here to try to gain some extra yards, and then they'll likely kick a potential winner. Is Pettigrew going to throw, and he's going to find a man on the left side. A pickup of 4. Thought they could get him off balance there. Texas Tech tries to ice him here with a timeout. Here we go. 38-yard field goal attempt for the win in the Texas Bowl, and it is good. And the Hogs walk it off in overtime here to win their 8th game of the season. And there we go. We have won the Texas Bowl. We finally win ourselves a bowl game in this video. We're going to do one more season here. And Texas A&M wins a close national title game 42-41 over Tulsa. Tulsa's been really good in this simulation. So not surprised at all to see them up here. No Clemson, though. So the 2-time champ, not even in the playoff this year. Final stats on the year. Pettigrew had a great year. 3,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 picks, 67% completion. Russell to 828 yards and 5 touchdowns. Pettigrew 379 yards and 5 touchdowns. Davion Dozier over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns on the year. Desmond James 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. Jamal Ralston 800 yards and 8 touchdowns on the year. Just a great performance by the offense this year. Wyatt Simmons led with 81 tackles on the year. 5 sacks for Ian Gefford, and Kavion Henderson leads the team. And then 4 interceptions by the freshman Quincy Ozigbo led the team this year. Players leaving. We have a guy going. It's Hippenhammer. He's projected first-round pick. We got to let him go. And then we've got a couple other corners that want to transfer due to playing style. And we're able to convince one of them to stay, but not the other one. All right, draft results. Hippenhammer did go as a first-round draft pick, and then Desmond James goes in the 7th round. Then off-season recruiting here. Let's see who we've got. And these are all guys we've already signed. And there's no one else. There is nobody interested in coming here in the transfer portal. Wow. It's playing style. Well, I guess then we just simulate to next season and see how the training results pan out, because it's pretty much we're just running it back with the exact same team plus the guys that we recruited during the season. Kind of a letdown. And despite that, we still finish with the 3rd best recruiting class in the country and the 2nd best in the SEC. We're up to a 90 across the board as a team. But I mean, we got a lot of juniors and seniors here. This is an old team here. So that's why it's so good. And this is probably our last shot at making a run towards an SEC title. All right, here we go. Season 5. We're not even going to worry about recruiting any. We're just going to start simulating. And hopefully this is the year we finally make that leap to the next level. All right, it is week 12. We're ranked in the top 10 in the country, and we're going up against number 9 Auburn. We're both 7-3 and somehow ranked in the top 10. We're going to hop into this one and see if we can get this big-time top 10 win for us here. All right, we're down 7 here late in this one. Starting at our own 25, trying to knock off number 9 Auburn and keep the hope of a playoff bid alive. We're going to throw over the middle, and it's knocked away incomplete, throwing into tight coverage there. 2nd and 10 here. Pettigrew in the gun, 2 running backs back there with him. He'll drop to throw here. Auburn bringing pressure, picked it up nice, and we got a man over the middle. Pickup of 11 there. There's an injury timeout for Auburn. Now 1st and 10 from the 38 here for Arkansas. Pettigrew's got 4 wide. He'll drop to throw, throwing quickly for a drag route over the middle. He'll pick up about 4, and that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. 3 to the left here for Pettigrew as he's at the 42-yard line. 2nd and 6. He drops to throw, throwing quickly on a slant, and he's got his man there. And that's going to be a first down past the 45 as there's a timeout here from Arkansas with 1:57 remaining. At the 49 of Auburn here, Pettigrew in the gun. He drops to throw. Plenty of time looking to the right side, and he's got his man on the corner route inside the 30 and out at the 27. That stops the clock with 1:52 remaining here. 1st and 10 from the 27. Pettigrew in the pistol. Looking to throw, throwing quickly on an out route, and he's got a man again. Another good pickup for 5 yards. Quick passes here has been the theme of this drive for the Razorbacks. Pettigrew looking to throw again. Again, great protection, and he's got a man on a crossing route there. One of his running backs over the middle. The Razorbacks will call another timeout here with 1:16 remaining. 1st and 10 from the 12. Looking to put this in the end zone and tie this thing up. Hand off to Brian Russell, and he'll pick up about 4. They'll go no huddle here after the run play. 2nd and 6. Back to throw is Pettigrew. Throwing over the middle, and he's got his man! And he can't hang on. He dropped it. Had the touchdown, but couldn't hang on through contact. Now 5 wide bunch to the left for Pettigrew. 3rd and 6 from the 8. He drops to throw. All day back there. Now he's going to take off scrambling, but he's tackled from behind. A loss of 1. Stacked on the play. And Arkansas will call their final timeout here. 8 yards from pay dirt. If they get to the 1, they'll get a fresh set of downs. 4th and 7. Here's the ball game, folks. Pettigrew in the gun. Dropping to throw. Has time. Good pocket. Now rolling out to his right, and he's going down. Sacked on the play. Jay Stockton with his 3rd sack of the day will secure the win for the Tigers and will just about end the Razorbacks' hope of a college football playoff berth. Stockton with the power rush there, and then Pettigrew just not fast enough to get away from him there. And Auburn can sit on this one to end it as they will move to 8-3 as Arkansas drops to 7-4 on the season. So we'll finish the regular season 8-4. We miss out on an SEC championship game berth thanks to that loss to Auburn, who are number 5 in the nation right now. We dropped all the way to 22 after that loss. That basically ruined our chances of going to the playoff. A.J. Maddox of Ole Miss wins the Heisman Trophy. We're going to be facing off against Nebraska back in the ReliaQuest Bowl for the 2nd time in the video. This will be our final game of the video here to finish it off. Do we get one final bowl win? We're 6 overall better than them. We should win this game. But there's a lot of games in this video that we should have won that... In this one, not really close at all. We are going to blow out Nebraska 21-3 to get one final victory for the video. We go to 9-4. That's our most wins in a season in the video. And that is where we will end things here. Our 2nd bowl victory of the video. Stats on the year, B.J. Pettigrew, 2,900 yards, 31 touchdowns to only 4 picks, a 7.33% completion percentage. Braylon Russell, 888 yards and 10 touchdowns. Pettigrew, 388 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jamal Ralston, 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. Look at this. Darren Joy, 635 yards, but 17 receiving touchdowns for the sophomore. What a year for him. Tevis Metcalf, the senior corner, led us with 63 tackles on the year. 5.5 sacks for Juju Pope, and DJ Kesey leads the team. And then a bunch of guys with 2 interceptions there. And Darren Joy, that actually did break the school record for most touchdown catches in a single season as a sophomore, which is pretty cool. And then last year, B.J. Pettigrew's 35 passing touchdowns actually broke the school record for passing touchdowns in a single season. And B.J. Pettigrew is now the Arkansas leader in both passing yards and passing touchdowns in a career. So B.J. Pettigrew went on to be basically the best quarterback in Arkansas history, surpassing guys like Ryan Mallett, Tyler Wilson, Brandon Allen, Austin Allen, Cole Kelly. Does anyone out there remember Cole Kelly, former Arkansas quarterback? He was like 6'7". I thought for sure he was going to be a stud. He went down to the FCS level and I think actually did really, really good there. Final stats here for our coach. It still says... Oh, so it's 4 winning seasons. So we went 35-29 in our 5 seasons with the Razorbacks. 4 out of 5 seasons were winning seasons. We did not make the playoff. No national titles, no conference championships. We had 3 first-round draft picks, 10 total draft picks, a top 5 recruiting class. We were 7-8 against our rivals, 11-16 against the top 25, and 2-2 in our bowl games. And we have 100% job security. And that, my friends, is where we will end this one. Our final video for College Football 25. The next video on the channel will be a College Football 26 video. Not sure exactly when that will go up, but make sure you follow me on Twitter so you don't miss out. That's at bsatterwhite18. Also subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to get alerted when that video goes up. If you like this video and you like this format for college football rebuilds, leave the video a like and let me know down in the comments what you did and didn't like about how this was formatted. I'm still kind of figuring out how to format the college football rebuilds to sort of be entertaining and unique. So let me know down in the comments there. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in College Football 26. Heartbreak Hogs, man.